Hello, Terra.
Hello.
Our press officer is here.
Are we combining this with a mining operation again?
Mining up? What?
While
Mining up,
while
not
having the
mining up.
meeting, we could always mine at the same time.
Well, if that's what people want to see on the old YouTubes. Well,
Where's
while we have the
Avery?
meeting. Gooch, do you know?
That's a great question of where Avery is.
Yeah, because it gave us those injectors and then left. I mean, didn't they have to like make more money again?
They.
Hey, Avery can go both ways. Eh? I'm doing a Kardashian. I'm playing both sides. Y'all.
I'm sure he has his own stuff to contest with. But... Tara, let me know when you're recording, and then everybody quiet the fuck down.
Recording.
Listen to what Noggin has to say.
The red light is blinking whenever you're ready.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Go ahead, Noggin.
So, from the agenda, it says, it's been a while since our last corp meeting. So we'd like to take some time to go over a few things to make sure everyone has their questions answered, right? So number one, Placid. By now everyone has moved or is about to be on the chopping block to Renier or Brelister, and hopefully gotten a chance to take advantage of PvP fleets within the Alliance and the Corporation, though there haven't been many in the Corporation so far. We're hoping to get a few more up. Our Fortizar Citadel is online and open for business in Brelister. Please use the market to its full potential. We want to see some money coming into the Corp, guys. Rocky, I know you're working on that. A few others, if you can get some things up, getting it built for the guys in the high set pocket, we want to own this place. Right, after that, a few inactive members are going to be let go, but they are all eligible to come back in the Corp. Right, so, you know, people are going to be let go that haven't been, you know, coming online at all. But if they come back online and become active again, they're more than welcome to come back, right? But the only one that has been expelled, which is Moraine, and will not be eligible for membership again in the Corp. If you have any questions regarding Moraine's expulsion or any other people's expulsion and their eligibility to come back into the Corp, please ask myself, Gooch, or Goffy when you have the time.
Is it about
We
the
can do
title?
that privately.
Yeah, all questions regarding Moraine will be discussed privately. So, for the future, participation and recruitment, basically, what it comes down to is we need more guys in the Corp, and we need more guys to be recruited for PvP fleets and for our Alliance fleets. For the EU guys, I know it's at bad timings, you know, myself included, but hopefully I'm going to work on, myself, Noggin, are going to work on bringing out some EU time zone fleets for the week or the weekdays, weekends, whenever it's best for you guys.
And to pause Noggin for a moment, I want you guys to know that Noggin's volunteered to do this, to step up and try to do some basic FCing stuff, learning from our higher Alliance people, and is taking that EU role. So I'd appreciate everyone was very supportive. He steps up and wants to try and do something. It's a learning experience for everyone. Your participation is appreciated.
So moving on to recruitment, basically keep your eye on SpongeBob Public. Just like Silver just mentioned to me earlier, just as I got on actually, that someone was in SpongeBob's Public, and now we're talking to him trying to recruit. If everyone could be a part of SpongeBob's Public chat group, so we can actually get some more people in the Corp, whether they EU or US time zone, we don't care. We need people, we need players, we need content, and we're hopefully we can give it to them when they come up here. Right, number 4, targets. Do we have potential things to shoot and destroy in our high-sec island? You are the people that we need to talk to, and you are the people that need to talk to us about anything you want to go explode. So if there's any, and I'm talking to Rocky here, any citadels you want exploded? any kind of corporation bugging you, taking your belts, Saraxi. So if anyone is pissing us off and taking our space, taking our potential resources and our money away from us, we need to know so that we can deal with them. War decking is not a problem for this corporation. We all have the capability to do it so long as we know what we're dealing with, who we're dealing with, and how to deal with them. I mean, let's not forget that just over 4 months ago now, we stood up in Lone Trek and took down a citadel with the help of Lorne, with the help of some other blues from other corporations. But nonetheless, us as a corporation, standing alone as the Snuggle Struggle Alliance as well, we took down that citadel.
We have the power.
We do. Are there any questions, such as, what kind of PvP fleets do you want to see in either US or EU time zones? Myself, I would really like to know what the EU guys would like to fly so I can prepare my character and also prepare some plans and operations for certain nights and weeknights for it. What would it take for more people to get into PvP more? I mean, participation, would it be, starting up slow with frigates, moving on to cruisers, destroyers, and so on? Or would it be bigger or smaller gang fleets, one-on-one personal training?
Let me actually stop everyone before they answer. The bigger question at the end of this that I want to hear from everyone is, at the end of the day, a corporation and an alliance is a content provider. That's what we do. You do make your own content. Everyone has their own things they do on a daily basis. But as a team, the group activities is what binds us together as a unit. And though I encourage everyone to come to these PvP fleets and things like that, and to our mining ops, since we've moved and everyone's been settled, participation has been down in both areas. We've definitely seen more participation in the one mining op we've had since then, and very little in PvP. So individually, let us know what kind of fleets you want to be having, when you want to be having them, what you want to be flying, and we can work on making that a reality. So if you want to see, every other week or every week a high-sec mining fleet, or every other week a low-sec mining fleet with procurers and boosting there and, people to protect you, let us know and we'll bring that content to you. If you want, less clerical, late night fleets, I know that I've been working on pushing to have more than 24 hours notice for some of these PvP fleets. I know some of them in short notice and we've been pushing for more time. That's understood. Maybe you want different ships or different areas, but all we want is participation in any area. So whatever content and how you want that content delivered, we can't do unless you talk to us. If you don't feel comfortable telling us in this large group, you can always come to Noggin, myself, or Goffy at any time. Send us a mail, send us a form message internally. And then the last thing before this, you guys go ahead and start giving us your feedback, is I want to get a raise of hands. I'll even make a post about it. I want to make sure everyone has signed up for your Snuggle Struggle authentication, the Snuggle Struggle website and their forms. Everyone should be signed up for it, so you have access to their Discord and their TeamSpeak, and all that stuff should be ready to go. And if you haven't or don't know how to sign up for it, come see me, and I'm happy to walk you through the process. It's a piece of cake.
I'm going to have a shot at the first question. The problem we're having with the EU guys is it's Noggin, myself, Adrian, that are kind of the constants. At the moment, I know everyone has real life issues and stuff like that. It's not about what we fly and what we do and the content and everything. We just need numbers. So that's why the recruitment is especially vital for the EU guys. So if you can talk to the American guys, can talk to some of the Snuggle guys, and just look, we can maybe put out a post for more EU guys, and we'll be a lot more active on our side.
I agree with that, and I'd say it's a virtuous circle as well. The more people we have, we'll encourage more content, and then the people who might be a bit more on the fence or have other priorities might decide that they can fit in more time to do PvP.
On top of Reddit posts and the E forum posting, does anyone have any other suggestions other than I too, and I know several other of you, when you're doing travels around HiSec, well, every system you jump, if you're there, we'll, throw our corporation ad into local. Does anyone else have any other ideas on some great recruitment tools that we could use other than Reddit, the EU forums, and the internal channels inside the game? What are some other ways that we could gain some attention?
Well, I've just been on. I'm on 4 different recruitment channels in game. 2 especially for EU. One, no, the other 2 are just for general recruitment, and I've been spamming our advert in there just to see if anyone will bite. So when you're mining, just do it. Just every 5-10 minutes, just spam it in one of them and just see what happens. You never know. We might pick up one. One person that joins the corp is worth 3 hours of your time while you're mining. It's so easy.
That's a great suggestion.
Any other questions?
How do I get back onto the public channel?
If you go to corporation, the corporation button on your Neocom on the left-hand side of your screen on Eve, click on that, and then go to Home, and then there'll be the URL. If you actually go to recruitment, type in SpongeWorks Limited, and then it's on the advert for SpongeWorks Public.
Or if you come online into Corp Chat, someone can just right-click it and say, add you to the public.
Yeah, we're happy to add you. It's just SpongeWorks .public, I believe, but I'll double check that. It's on any of our recruitment posts. I'll get it for you right now.
Any other questions?
Not really a question, but a kind of a clarification where I stand personally. But just in terms of the timings, so I'm 3 hours ahead of UK. So if it could be made, an hour earlier, it makes quite a big difference to me. But
So what you're saying is if I was going to take out fleet at 6 o'clock UK time, that would be about right for you?
That would be easier than 7.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. What is that EU time, or not EU time, I'm sorry, Eve time?
6 o'clock is 5 Eve time.
Yeah.
Eve time, 0500 or 5 p.m.
17.
Alright. Okay, just curiosity. So, 1 a.m.
Yeah. Any other questions?
What are our immediate plans?
Immediate plans are basically recruitment. I'm working personally on sorting out plans and getting my character prepared for taking people out for fleets for EU time zones. People using the market of the Citadel so that we can get some currency running through the Alliance and Corporation. Participation in the fleets. Obviously, US time zone fleets are going to be harder for EU guys. That's fair enough. But for US time zone guys, if you could do everything you can in your power to, without affecting your real life, of course, to get to these fleets, that would be most appreciated.
Our current, long-term goals on a high level is to have an economic dominance inside the high-sec pocket where we currently live. And in Raynar, our low-sec area, to have a military power there. Currently, there are some large alliances that do live there, but we want to make our presence eventually known and test the waters for what is what is going on there. So our long-term goals is an economic power in the high-sec pocket, mining, industry, and commerce. We'd like a strategic military presence, which is why we're doing our PvP outside of Raynar and Placid, and have that one. Long ago, before all of us, myself included, Snuggle Struggle, as it was back in the day, they made their base of operations in Raynar and Placid, and they ran that shit. So the idea is to bring it back to the good old glory days. So as a long-term goal, that's why we're having PvP fleets, mining fleets, and made a citadel in that area.
Let's
That make
fuck their
sense?
shit up.
Can I ask about the economic side of things? If we want to contribute via industry or via industry, what's the best things that we can produce for us? What's going to sell best and bring us the most money, do you think?
As far as the corporation goes, I know that Goffy and I both do industry, and we're doing, like I do shield or armor-related ships for our PvP, and he's doing shield-related ships. Actually, come this patch, and I have not logged in since last week, what's really interesting now is that drugs are no longer illegal. That's really exciting to hear.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people have drug training. Those blueprints copies are hard to get. It is an interesting proposal to start thinking about what you can do. More interesting is, how somebody gets into industry inside this corporation. And if you're interested in that, I already have someone else as well that I have to sit down with. So if you want to, go ahead and let me know, and we'll have a meeting, you, me, and Goffy, and talk about distributing industry within the corp.
Oh, I'd like that. I'd be interested in it. It's one of the things I haven't really touched in the game.
I'll mark you down because you're not the only one who's come to me with this, and I think it's about time that we actually just all sat down, because if I try and do it myself, I'll honestly say something wrong. We need to all of us sit down and talk about what's the best thing for us to do, both profit-wise and helping the corporation. So I'll mark that down, and we'll schedule something here in the very near future.
Cool.
Any other questions? Out of anything I just said, or do you want me to recap?
What I like the idea of the... Hold on a second.
While he holds on, I have a question for everyone. Please, this is the last chance. If you know anyone that has not moved in and has a real reason why they haven't moved, they need to come talk to Goffy, myself, or Noggin immediately. Because if we find out that you haven't moved to either the new high-sec or low-sec locations, you will be removed.
My question was, or based on what Noggin was saying, or one of you said, which was the one-on-one, maybe training. I'm still getting used to all this new stuff. I'm new. I've never PvP'd before, and I'm currently training for the Caracal fleet to get those skills ready to be able to fly in that fleet. My issues are the fleet of times that you guys have. I'm normally working at that time, so I can never join a fleet up on time. I'm also heavy into the mining skills industry. I have started PI, so I'm already got that all started. So I just need, when it comes to that, at least so I can, tell other people who are interested in joining, we're good for training you to do this. You don't have to be a PvP elite to join us. They train me, they can train you, etc., etc., etc.
That is an excellent point. And to be honest, most of us, when we had first joined here, I would say at least half or more, had never jumped into a PvP fleet. At least not small gang. And some of us may have been F1 monkeys. But small gang, we never did. And in fact, we ran each of ourselves through drills of how to do directional scanning and things like that, and just did the basics, even in high sec, and did mock scenarios of how would this go down, how we jump from pockets to pockets. And quite literally, Noggin's title is drill sergeant. I would be completely confident. Noggin, would you like to go ahead and set up a scheduled training day and have a boot camp? We should have PvP boot camps. I could do a planetary interaction boot camp. Things like that are completely fine. If you tell us something that you'd like to be trained in, instead of just doing it one-on-one, what we'll do is make it a scheduled event, and that way we can have several people join up and learn the same skill set at the same time, prioritizing our time.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that anytime, obviously, as long as we can sort out a day and time. I've got no qualms in any of that. If any of you are worried about any kind of PvP, whether it be frigate, cruiser, or above, I mean, we're not going to go out and bling fit bloody battleships or battle cruisers, but we can start from the basics and work up from there.
Yeah, having a frigate training day, I think, would be great. That's what we all started with, was just learning, all right, how to use the directional scan, how basic fleet operations work, and this, that, and the other. So,
Yeah.
Kenta, what time zone are you in?
What was that last part? Because you guys spoke over each other.
What time zone are you in, Kenja?
Well, since I'm Eastern and I work a 9 to 5 plus a side business, I'm normally on late.
So you'd be under my fall, so I can make a U.S. Training time. That's fine. I'll get that scheduled up here for either this or next weekend. Well, not this weekend, but you know what I mean. The next weekend. We can sit down and have a relaxed training day where we just go through some of the basics. And you can ask all the questions you need. I encourage anyone who just wants a refresher to come around and share what they know. Come on as too. There's that's how I myself learned the basics of PvP, was coming to one of these boot camps.
I mean, if it's a weekend, I'll even join in. I'll happily come along.
Yeah, that'll work. 'Cause before I thought that my catalyst was the best thing out there, until I jumped and I exploded in like 2 seconds. I'm like, okay, apparently catalyst is not a good thing. So yeah.
All ships are good things. It just depends on the tactical situation, and we can help with that. Knowing is half the battle, or in EVE, it's pretty much all of it, since truly EVE is a great game because all of the skill involved in it, all the PvP, doesn't have to do with how powerful your freaking armor is, or what level you are, like other MMOs. It's how well you know what the capabilities of your ship are, how to use those capabilities, how well you know the capabilities of the opposing ships, and how well you can read a situation and react to it. And that's it. And all of that can be learned.
Now with the API keys that we submitted when we joined the corp, and I'll use me as an example. Can you look, using that API key, what my current skills are and where I should train my skills next once I finish the Caracol fleet training? Because right now I'm doing like the missile launchers.
Believe it or not, let me interrupt you. As a requirement that I made actually recently, the only person that can access your API keys when you sign up, regardless of being a director, is Goffy, and he will be the only one to ever access it, because frankly, your privacy, my privacy, is my priority. So that's the only person, and again, Goffy only goes into it if there's some extraordinary circumstance. It's like a drug test. He isn't checking it every day. However, there is, when you signed up on the website, there should have been what's known as the EVE character board website, EVE character website, and that has a list. Like, for instance, let me go to mine and show you. It's EVE board.
Docking request accepted.
Oopsie. So this, in the general chat, is my EVE board. When you click on that link, you're going to get prompted for a password because I password mine. And the password, anyone in the corp can know. And when you submit that, You can see any of the information that I let you see. All of the skills that I have, probably what I'm currently training.
Advanced laboratory operation.
Yep, that's what I'm currently training is Laboratory Operation 5.
So yeah, if you want us to be able to look at your skills and what you have and what you are currently training, then sign up
Use
to this
this.
website. And that it means we are able to look at it. You can password protect it, so only the people you want to look at it can look at it, and we can guide you from there.
Yeah, I highly recommend not sharing your actual API key with anyone but Coffee. And again, he only uses it like a drug test, only when he needs to. Or if you fill up the face of the earth and wants to make sure that you're okay or something. Honestly, we've been asking, hey, can you please check this person? Are they okay? We're not sure. They haven't and that's fine. We're happy to help you with your training queue. As far as unspecifics, Goffy's actually produced a EveMon plan, a generic plan, with a bunch of basic ship skills. It won't get you to any like level 2 stuff, but the difference between type 1 and type 2 gear is only, even at the best times, about 20%. So always remember that's 2 ships fitted type 1 as cheap as possible, as crappy as you might think they look, will always beat a Tech 2 ship and a Tech 2, one Tech 2, are fitted. So keep that in mind. And that plan is actually available in our generic corp information. When you bring up the corp tab, it's a download to an EveMon plan. So I'd take a look at that as well. If you don't have some of those basic things done, go ahead and look into it. If you're training up for something like, missiles, you said, you may not like doing missiles. The Caracal may be your least favorite ship. So only train up to like level 1. You can get to like skill 3 and, in a few hours, and just try that. You can always downgrade our fits to a Tech 1 level. Play around with it. If you really enjoy flying it, train up a little bit. Otherwise, use that time to train other things, because above everything else, it's more important that you're having fun and flying ships that you find fun than meeting our fleet requirements exactly.
Which is why we always want to know if there was a ship that you saw, and let's say a YouTube video that you saw some guy PvP in. Tell us, we'll have a look at it, we'll see what we can do, and we'll get a fleet sorted out for it. We'll see how it works in game and out, we can work our way towards what you guys want to fly. That's the most important thing, because we're creating content for you. So much.
Love you too.
Is there any other questions? I know that I've got in my little notes here for stuff to do. I'm going to invite, along with Aj, Tara, and Kenja, to an industrial meeting with Goffy, because Kenja, you said you had some industrial skills you're building up, even if they're not all the way. Be fine for you to come sit on this meeting. And we're going to go ahead and get both priority being a PvP boot camp for basics in a fleet, and I'll even do some PI 101 stuff and see if anybody shows up as well coming up. Those are my action items. What?
There's a guy called Chris Amberg, whatever, in the corp. He's also started doing a lot of industrial stuff, making ships. Was mentioning to Goffy the other day. So just maybe talk to him or drop him a message saying, get into the circle. These are what we want to build for the troops. This is what our build is. Fleet ups, blah, blah, blah.
Chris A, put him on my list. Thank you.
Awesome. Any other questions regarding anything in this meeting, or would you like me to recap just so we get a nice final cap off at the end of this thing?
Nope, they're tired of hearing our voices.
Okay, I'll just recap. So, number 1, everyone is moved, and hopefully we can make use of the market with our Fortizar being online. Go team. House cleaning. Few members have been let go, are able to rejoin. Remember, Moraine has been expelled from Corp and is now not eligible for membership again in this corporation. Any questions relating to that issue shall be directed either to myself, Gooch, or Goffy in a private setting. Participation in recruitment. Let's recruit as many people as you can. Time zones, no matter. You know, whether it's US or EU, let's get them in here. Let's get them recruited. Please be a member of the SpongeWorks public channel so we can all just talk to these people and get them into this corporation so we can get some more PvP fun and more content for the whole corporation. If there's anything pissing you off with our high-sec pocket, like, are there people that are stealing your rocks? Are there people that are putting citadels in ridiculously stupid places that we can take down? Are there people that are running through and ganking us and they're based in this pocket? We need to know. We can war deck them. Let's sort them out, okay? And lastly but not least, you know, we've all moved here. We destroyed the citadel. We have friends in higher alliances. We are in an alliance ourselves. Let's get the PvP going. You need to tell us what you want and we'll give it to you as best as we possibly can.
Sweet.
Hello.
Adrian.
Yes, I am here. Sorry for being late.
That's okay, Adrian. Tara has recorded this for us. I'm sure you can find it on a forum post later after he's taken some time to upload it.
I can go through it with you one-to-one if you want, Adrian.
Sure, that'd be nice.
Cool. Any other
And-
questions from anyone else? Okay. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your
No
time.
kidding.
Adrian, just so you know, as one of the things, we're going to be having a meeting. You, me, Goffy, and several other people, you got put on my list for distributing our industrial prowess, and you've been put on that list because I know that you're interested in that.
Ooh. Yes, very interested.
I know. So you're on the list, and I'll announce that meeting after I talk to Goffy and get his schedule.
Awesome.
I didn't. Just wanted you to know that you were included.
Okay, without boring everyone else, Adrian, do you want to pop down into Ops 1? I can just give you a recap of the meeting.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you.